What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Alright, and today in this video I'm gonna discuss the Black Friday countdown event. Alright, and you just know that we're already into it. And today we got the TCP, and tomorrow we're gonna get the EOD, and then after that we're gonna get a random Otis Blessing chest, and then on the 24th/the 25th we're gonna get the selected transcended potential character. Alright, so in this transcended selector, you'll be able to get Spider-Gwen, Elsa Bloodstone, Moon Knight, Medusa, Amadeus Cho, Red Guardian, Doc Ock, Red Skull, Shadow Shell, War Tiger, Silk, Bullseye, Heimdall, Sif, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Jessica Jones, and Human Torch. Alright, so now, out of that list, the only ones that I'm going to say like from rank 1 to 5, I'm going to just rank 5 of them. Number 1 is going to be Moon Knight, because as you can see, he goes to level 80 and he's a tier 4 character. So Moon Knight is going to be the obvious number 1 for the DPS. Alright, and number 2, I'm going to say Sif. If you have this uniform, as you can see, the not the passive, yeah, her 4-star passive, her leadership. Her leadership is to combat types. She gives a 30% increase of HP and 35% of physical attack. And the uniform effect is for all allies. Increase basic damage dealt to boss types by 45%. So if you need a leader / support for World Boss Legend, this is going to be your number 1 choice if you already have Moon Knight. So it's between Moon Knight and Sif right now in the selector. So if you need a DPS, I would choose Moon Knight. Now if you need a support / lead, I would go with Sif. Alright. Then after that, you're going to have a couple for AC. So as an AC, Alliance Conquest, if you're into that, you're going to have the 3 defenders, Iron Fist, Jessica Jones, and Luke Cage. Because Jessica Jones and Luke Cage and Daredevil used to be the meta for timeline battle, but not anymore, because you're going to have strong universal and blast type characters. So they're relative to AC now. So Iron Fist, he has a good leadership. Alright, we're going to go to leadership. As you can see, all defender abilities, he increases basic attack by 60%. So he gives all the defenders a 60% buff. Then he gives himself another 30% basic attack buff for 5 seconds on a 1 second cooldown. Alright. So Iron Fist is a pretty decent one if you're starting out, but like I said, right now he's an AC character. I'm going to talk about Doc Ock. So Doc Ock, what I was doing for stage 59 of Mephisto, I was using his leadership. Now you can see his leadership increases all allies to 30% increase of HP. So I was doing that until I started using Gore. But Doc Ock is a pretty good leader / DPS. As you can see for itself, he has on his passive a 40% increase of physical attack and decreased damage received by 20. So you could definitely do World Boss Legend content with him. And he has a chain hit damage by 20%, guaranteed crit by 25%, and skill damage bonus damage. Alright. And I don't think his uniform had any effect. Okay, on itself, he has a 15% HP recovery for 1 second and increased basic damage by 200% for 1 attack for 5 seconds on a 10-second cooldown. So, and that's when Tentacle Shockwave is used. So Tentacle Shockwave is the 3rd skill, and it's a 100% chance for damage immunity. So he'll be a great pickup if you don't have him and you have that uniform. So I would probably say Moon Knight first, Sif second. Doc Ock could be third or fourth, depending on what you need. All right. Then we'll go to Human Torch. So if you don't have Human Torch and you're like on lower stages of World Boss Legend, he's a great DPS. As you can see, he has guaranteed dodge rate by 20. He has a frenzy buff, a little 10% frenzy buff, skill damage, bonus damage. His other passive, he has guaranteed crit rate and dodge, and 80% chance to become immune to fire damage. And then his leadership is fire resist, so he's pretty immune to Mephisto. But he could do Null, definitely could do Null, because I used to use him against, as you see, I had a Mighty CTP of Judgment in his uniform. If you have the uniform, it increases fire damage by 45%. So Human Torch is a pretty good pickup if you're in that lower stages of World Boss Legend. Alright, now we're going to talk Red Skull. Red Skull could be better than what he is. You can see his defense are really, really low. But he has a pretty cool passive in Hero Hunter. As you can see, it increases basic attack by 30%. It increases basic damage dealt to superhero faction by 120. And decreased damage by superheroes by 20%. So he could have been used in PvP, but he's basically a Shadowlands story mode character. Alright, he has super armor, and his leadership is just a basic defense, so he wouldn't be in the top 5 for me if you're picking that character. But if you really need him for like story mode farming, then I'll pick him up. But there's better options. Alright, then we're going to talk about Bullseye. Alright, and his leadership, even though Bullseye is not in the meta anymore for squad battle and ABX anymore, he could still do Shadowland. His leadership is great for Null, as you can see. Ignore dodge rate by 50%. So with his leadership, you just need a couple more ignore dodge strikers. But he could be used for leadership there. Alright. And then you have Elsa Bloodstone. Elsa Bloodstone is just going to be just a straight up leadership for you if you need any female leaders. As you can see, it's 30% physical attack. So if you need a female leadership right now, Elsa Bloodstone will probably be it for you. Just going to give you 30%. So until she gets something else, that's all she's relegated to be. Just a leadership. Alright. Now we're going to get into Silk. Now with Silk, if you don't have her Summer Days uniform, you didn't pay the $10, I would definitely skip Silk. But if you do have the uniform and you didn't transcend her, then you should definitely transcend Silk because she is a great DPS against Mephisto. And I was definitely using her at the time. Alright, as you can see, her 4-star passive increases all basic attack by 45% for 10 seconds on a 12-second cooldown. Alright, she got a guaranteed crit rate by 45%. Alright, her leadership, when dealing crit rate, okay, it's nothing really, that's just for all allies. But she's very proc friendly, so I still have my CTP of energy on her. So if you have this uniform and you don't have her transcended, I would transcend her because she's a great character. Like you see, I have 4 Odin's Blessings on her, and I forgot all about that. But yeah. Alright, now we're going to get the Spider Gwen in the Gwenum uniform. She's kind of iffy. I wouldn't I wouldn't transcend her unless you just really needed her, technically. So yeah, it's just a pretty cool uniform. That's all it is. Um, but she does have a little frenzy buff on herself, but that's about it. So if you don't need her, I wouldn't transcend her. But if you do need her, yeah, go ahead and do what you need to do for your account. All right, now we're gonna get into Heimdall. Heimdall is just an AC character, flat out. Uh, and he'll be a little bit better if you had the artifact, and I don't, cause it gives him like a heal. I think it's like a destroyer type of artifact where it restores your HP depending on what you get. All right, so Heimdall is an AC character. Now Medusa, she's just a leadership / support. So for Black Bolt is more his own leadership, but he can still use her for support. As you can see, applies to inhuman allies, increase basic damage dealt to supervillains by 45%. And then her leadership is increase all basic attack by 45% to universal types. So that's all. She's going to be a leader / support if you need that. Shadow Shell. She doesn't have a uniform, not like Blue Dragon and Sunbird, but maybe her and War Tiger will get something later on, maybe. But she's not a bad free-to-play character. She's relegated to like Shadowland and AC also, and story mode. So until she gets a uniform, and it, like I said, it just depends on your account and what you're looking for. And War Tiger definitely needs a redo, a rework, everything, because he has the recovery heal like Wolverine and Deadpool, but not the 5%. He only has the 3% heal, and that's about it for him. He just doesn't do nothing. He's just a Shadowlander for me. So, like I said, until he gets a uniform, that's all he's gonna be, a Shadowlander. But he's a pretty cool character, like model wise. So I'll probably say, who else is in the selector? I think that was all of them. Okay, but like the first 5, I will say Moon Knight first, Sif second. I'll probably put Bullseye third, Elsa Bloodstone fourth, and then I will probably say either Medusa or Human Torch, depending on what you need for your roster, for your transcended selector, and what you need for your account. So that's gonna be it for this video. That's gonna be it for this video, and hope you smash that like button. Hope you enjoy the great content. Hit me down in the comment box down below. Tell me what you think of the transcended characters, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.